has been 39 days since we have had a brand new build-up challenge episode, and I think that that is absolutely ridiculous. Now, it was unavoidable because I wasn't able to find a buyer for our last computer that we built until a few days ago when I finally did find somebody to purchase that PC. So now it is on with the show. Let me show you what I have for today's episode. Now, for those of you who might be looking into these blue eyes for the very first time, you have stumbled across something that is pretty awesome, because in the build-up challenge, we build and sell gaming PCs so that we can sell those computers for a profit and save up those profits to eventually get to the point where we build a top-tier gaming PC. I'm talking about an elite system that I give away to one of you lucky subscribers. So I am pretty sure that some of you are probably wondering what this thing is right here, and I don't blame you because it looks absolutely insane, and I am actually going to be attempting to sell this, whatever this is, to you today, to the challenge. I'm selling this to the challenge, and here's my sales pitch. Hello, PC Rehab community. I am trying to sell you this box right here. This is a metal box. It has parts for a computer in it. I believe this piece right here does something, and there's something under here, and yeah, you want to buy it for 40 bucks? No? How about 20 bucks? I don't want it at my house anymore. 20, you'll take it? Well, hot dog, sold, 20 bucks.
Sold for a buck.
Is he gone? Honestly, that was a really great pickup, guys, because I don't think he understood what he had here. Now, he obviously didn't sell us a glass panel here, so I don't think we can save this case. And there's no power supply inside of here. There's like one stick of RAM. It's a pretty crappy graphics card. I don't think that's gonna be saved at all. But I do know that behind that CPU cooler is actually a Pentium CPU and an E3 Pro V5 motherboard. Do you think you guys overpaid? Is $20 too much? Honestly, I don't think you overpaid, because the motherboard that is inside of here actually can support 6th and 7th gen Intel Core processors. So you have a pretty nice motherboard here. 20 bucks. I think that's a pretty darn good start. Now, with your $20 pickup on this motherboard right here, plus all of the parts that I have acquired for today's build, we are going to have an extremely good looking PC, and we're gonna have a PC that performs absolutely amazing, and it's all going to be done for an extremely low amount of money. And I cannot wait to show you all of the stuff that I have in store. Now, before we begin the montage of us putting this PC together, I do want to remind you guys that at the end of the build, we will go over how much the total build costs, as well as where we stand in total funds for the challenge and where we sit in building your PC. But before we can do that, we got to build. So let's go get that started.
So I actually just finished rewatching the footage of me putting this PC together because it's been about 2 weeks since I finished building this system. In between then and now, we got hit by a pretty crazy hurricane. It caused us to be without power here for a little while. If you were curious, we're okay. It was just a whole lot of wind and it was pretty frightening to experience in the dark, but other than that, we're okay. And also in that period of time, my daughter decided that she needed to bring home another sickness from school. So I've been a little stuffed up, a little crazy. If you hear that I'm a little congested, that's why I do apologize. Now, as far as this PC is concerned, it is one of the more modest builds that we have put together in quite some time, and that's because I was trying to keep costs down as much as I could so that we could keep a little bit of what we earned from selling our last computer in-house so that we can use those funds to roll into our next project once this computer does sell. Now, while I was building this PC, I was getting like the first giveaway PC we ever did on this channel. I was getting those vibes because not only do they look similar, but they are both 6700K CPUs and 6600 GPUs. And the performance from that system plus this system are identical. It was pretty fun just seeing the comparison, putting them side by side. I'm sure I'm showing you that footage now. But there is one thing about this PC that you probably noticed during the montage is that the RAM is actually in slots 3 and 4, not 2 and 4 like you're supposed to. And that's because this RAM does not work with this board. Like, it does not want to work at all. And I couldn't switch it for other DDR4 RAM that I had in house because I needed low profile RAM because of the CPU cooler here. So unfortunately, I was stuck using that Corsair LPX RAM. Now, I tried everything. I tried to, you know, re-update the BIOS in here. I tried every single stick of RAM that I had in every single slot combination you can think of, and it would not post unless it was just one slot in slot 4 or one RAM stick in slot 4, or if it was the two RAM sticks in slot 3 and 4. Now, if you have something that I could try to maybe get it to work the proper way, I'm all ears. You can put that in the comment section down below. I'm more than happy to try it, but I tried everything that I know of to get the RAM to work properly. Now, it is still worth 16 gigs of RAM in here. It's just, you know, it's just not in there. I'm missing out on a little bit of performance because they're not in the right channels. But regardless, the system is performing pretty well. I wonder if the fact that I can't breathe is affecting my brain because I can barely think. Now that I said the word performance, that's probably a pretty good segue into talking about the gaming performance from our system here. So, I started with testing out my favorite MOBA, Smite, but rather than test out the original Smite, I hit up the Smite 2 Alpha because it has updated graphics, and I wanted to see how this system would perform. And in a max preset, we're getting an average of 81 FPS. Hitting up Forza 5 at its Ultra preset, I was blown away to see that we were getting a very smooth 71 FPS on average. And lastly, I pushed this PC to its absolute limits, and I tested one of the most intense games that I have played in quite some time, and that is Black Myth Wukong, and I honestly didn't think this PC was going to be able to play it, but I was proven wrong when this system got an average of 67 FPS at high settings. I built a lot of computers, a lot of brand new systems, and I built a lot of used systems, and I am always shocked at how well this older hardware performs. I mean, yeah, obviously everyone wants the newest, best everything, but the newest, best everything costs an arm and a leg, and you don't really need all of that. You want all of that. Now, this thing right here provides you everything that you would need in order to play games. Would you want more? Obviously, everyone wants more. Nobody wants less. But I am consistently blown away with how well this older hardware still performs even in modern games. I mean, it's really great to see that this stuff still holds up, and I love putting together these used systems. I like building the used systems far more than I like building those ultra deluxe systems like my beautiful brand new white build. Don't get me wrong, I love my PC, but these are way more fun to put together. So now that we talked about the performance from this system, let's talk about how much money it took us to put this system together, how much money we plan on selling this system for, and where we stand in total funds to build the absolutely epic, high-end, awesome gaming PC that's gonna sit on your desk soon. So if you remember in episode 3 of this season of the Build Up Challenge, we did put that system together and we finally sold it for $520. Now, we had to go negative in our total bank funds by $8 just to build that system because of an issue with the power supply. So that actually brings our grand total after selling that PC down to $512, which is the budget to put this system together. Now, you guys did buy that motherboard from me for $20. I got the 6700K CPU on eBay for $55. The RAM I bought locally, and I did buy 32 gigs, but I only used 16 gigs because I'll use the additional 16 gigs in a build later on down the road. So I bought the 32 gigs for $40, so that's only gonna cost us $20 for the RAM for this system. The graphics card, the 6600 Gigabyte card that you see here, I was able to pick up that card for $140 locally on Facebook Marketplace here. And for all of the rest of the stuff that you see here, I purchased on eBay, and I only spent $196 to put the rest of this together, which brings the total build cost for this system to $431, which is extremely good for the performance from this system. Now that is actually gonna leave us with $81 left in our bank, which actually is the first time this season that we have had a substantial amount of money left over after putting together that week's PC. Because you have to remember, we started this season with $0 in our bank and one PC that we pieced together for nothing. So all of this was earned off of $0, and now we've got $81 left in the bank that we're gonna be able to roll into our next PC once this system does sell. Now, when it comes to the listing price for this PC, it's similarly spec'd, similar performance to the PC that we built in episode 3. So I'm gonna assume that it's probably gonna get around the same asking price for this. So I'm gonna ask about $540, $550 for this system, and they'll negotiate me down a little bit. Hopefully we end up with around $520, just like we did for last week's PC. And that's a good start. That's gonna put around $600 in our bank, and that's gonna put us in the right position to be able to build some stronger PCs for our future episodes. So that is something that I am looking forward to. Now, I told myself that I was gonna make sure that at the end of this video, I told you guys what that motherboard that I sold you was used for, because I know that it looked insane with all those SATA ports and all that craziness going on. Now, that was actually my Chia mining rig. I don't know if you know what Chia mining is. Not a lot of people did. It wasn't crazy popular, but it was hard drive mining, a lot like GPU mining for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was mining storage space just because I thought that the concept of it was extremely interesting, and it was more eco-friendly than hard drive mining, which uses up a ton of electricity. This was very low wattage mining, and I made a pretty decent amount of money doing it. In that case that you saw, I had about, and I wish I had photos of it, but I had about 180 terabytes worth of storage space inside of that computer at one point. And I mean, it was loud. I mean, you knew it was, you knew those hard drives were spinning. That is for sure. But I wanted to make sure I told you guys, obviously as videos progress, people drop off, and I just was thinking that maybe a couple people were probably curious as to what that board was used for. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you did have a little bit of fun here with me today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And remember, every episode of the Build Up Challenge is working towards something. We're working towards building an extremely powerful PC so that I can give it to you. But in order for you to take that PC and put it on your desk at home, you need to be a member of the PC Rehab Discord server. I'm gonna leave a link to join that server in the description down below. Please make sure that you join up. We don't bite. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go take some NyQuil and pass out on the couch. But before I go and do that, I did want to say that no matter where you are in the world, I hope that you are having the most fantastic day and your nose isn't stuffed up. And I'm going to see you right here for the next episode.